Imagine a place that tells a story spanning centuries, where culture and nature intertwine to create something truly extraordinary. That's the beauty of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I'm Abigail, and this is Global Treasures, the podcast that covers the history, travel tips, and legends surrounding one of the 1,248 World Heritage Sites each episode. These places have been identified as having universal cultural or natural significance that is so exceptional that it transcends national boundaries and is of importance to present and future generations. Welcome to Season 3, where we'll explore the 27 sites that UNESCO added in 1980 together. Thank you for listening to the podcast. We appreciate all of your support, and you can continue to support us by subscribing at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, or your favorite platform. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and subscribe to my blog on globaltreasurestravel.com to hear about my latest adventures. Imagine the crunch of gravel beneath your feet as you follow a trail through northern Tunisia. The path opens to the edge of a lake, its water clear and still, sun reflecting down from the sky. Around you is an unexpected abundance of greenery. Reeds swaying in the breeze, birds calling in the distance. But then, nothing but long stretches of silence that make the land feel untouched. You're standing in Ichkuel National Park, an incredible wetland ecosystem located about 50 miles from the capital city of Tunis. This park is both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a biosphere reserve, recognized for its ecological importance. At its heart lies a lake, one of the most important wetland habitats in northern Africa. Every year, hundreds of thousands of migratory birds descend on the park. For birds traveling between Eurasia and Africa, Ichkuel is a crucial stopping point, a place to rest, eat, and nest during the winter months. The skies and wetlands here come alive with movement. Wintering birds, such as blue ducks, gray herons, geese, storks, and even regal pink flamingos, gather in large flocks. In the past, the wetlands would host up to 300,000 birds at once. Located not far from the Mediterranean Sea, Ichkuel sits at a crossroad of global migration routes. Each year, birds traveling thousands of miles stop here, turning this unassuming national park into one of the most important bird sanctuaries on the continent. But even beneath the surface of this namesake lake, you'll find aquatic life, such as eels and turtles, sharing the ecosystem as well. Lake Ichkuel is especially important because it represents the last large freshwater lake in North Africa. Long ago, it was part of a much larger chain of lakes that stretched across the region. However, over time, environmental changes altered that system. More recently, the construction of dams on rivers that feed into the lake disrupted the delicate balance between freshwater and saltwater in the wetlands. With less freshwater flowing into the system, salt-tolerant plants began to dominate the landscape. Unfortunately, Many migratory birds cannot feed on these plants as they rely on freshwater plants as a food source, leading to a decline in the number of birds stopping here each year. Despite these challenges, the park remains incredibly biodiverse. Scientists have recorded around 230 animal species and more than 500 plant species within its boundaries, making it one of the most important ecological refuges on the entire continent. Ichkuel's story isn't just ecological, though. It's also historical. In the 13th century, the area served as a royal reserve, protected and restricted from general use. It remained a controlled landscape for centuries, before eventually becoming public land in the early 20th century during French colonial rule. Today, the park is managed by the Tunisian Ministry of Agriculture, a somewhat unusual arrangement for a national park, but one that reflects the close relationship between water management and agricultural health within the region. The ecological disruptions caused by dam construction were serious enough that Ichkuel was placed on UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in danger for 10 years. In response, the Tunisian government began implementing measures aimed at restoring the freshwater balance of the wetlands and protecting the fragile habitat that migratory birds depend on. Standing at the water's edge, it becomes clear why this park is so pivotal. Ichkuel is a living reminder of how deeply connected ecosystems are, stretching across continents and centuries all the same. Now that we've explored the ecological importance of Ichkuel National Park, let's talk about how you can actually get to this Tunisian treasure. I'll make sure to include links for car rentals, hotels, and more in the show notes to help make planning your trip easier. If you're flying in from another country, you'll want to fly into Tunis Carthage International Airport. Once you land, my best advice is to take a taxi to your hotel. While we're used to certain rideshare apps in North America or Europe, many of them don't operate here. Public transport like buses exist, but unless you're fluent in the local language, it can be a bit of a maze. Just a heads up, taxis generally only accept cash, so make sure you have some currency on hand before you leave the terminal. Dinar is the currency used throughout the country. When you're ready to head to Ichkuel, keep in mind that you won't be able to take public transportation directly to the park. You'll need to rent a car or hire a driver for a half or full day. It's well worth it, as the park covers more than 48 square miles. After you're done exploring, you're going to be tired. Driving is probably the last thing you'll want to do. Now, there's some unique housekeeping, if you will, or planning that's required for this trip. First of all, permits. The park can sometimes be closed or require a specific permit to enter. You actually have to write a letter requesting authorization to the General Director of Forests for the specific date you want to visit. And even if you're granted permission, I would see if you could double check with the hotel staff just before you trek out in case it's unexpectedly closed. Then there's the gear you cannot bring. Be very careful about the type of binoculars you bring if you're an avid bird watcher. There have been reports of them being confiscated at customs. I believe this is due to privacy concerns. Number 3, I will emphasize again that cash is king. Like the taxis, the entrance fees at the park gate must be paid in cash. No credit cards are accepted. Finally, I wanted to give a heads up that most signs in the park are in French or Arabic, so a translation app is your friend. Making sure you have a portable charger for your phone won't hurt either. I can't overstate how beautiful the birds are in the park. The variety of colors run a spectrum that you won't see in many other places, and you'll want to take a million photos. The best time to visit is late winter or fall if you want to see the birds. The park sees up to 60,000 visitors annually, but given how large the park is, you might spend hours without seeing anyone else. I'd avoid late spring and summer if you're sensitive to heat, as temperatures can easily soar to 90 degrees Fahrenheit and above. Inside the park, you'll find an eco-museum and an information center. Make sure you wear good walking shoes because you'll want to hike up the limestone mountain to take in the incredible views. For those who find geology interesting, this area actually dates back to the Triassic and Jurassic ages. As you navigate the trails, you might even see cattle and goats, as people live within the boundaries of this park. So, with that, one final golden rule: don't litter. This is someone's home. And I wanted to share a little bit of local lore for my fellow paranormal fans. And this one came in from a listener, so thank you. In Tunisia, the cloak of night is believed to hold dark forces, like ghosts, which are also called jinns. If you believe in such things, you may not want to camp within the confines of the park or be alone here at night. Speaking of lodging, to make the most of your stay, I recommend basing yourself in Tunis. You'll have a huge variety of hotels, restaurants, and shopping at your fingertips. Plus, from there, you can easily bundle your trip with two other spectacular UNESCO sites: the Medina of Tunis and the ancient ruins of Carthage. There are even tours that will take you to both in a single day. It'll be a long day, but seeing that much history in 24 hours is an experience you'll never forget. If you want to learn more about those two UNESCO sites, check out the Global Treasures podcast, Season 2, Episode 6, and Episode 23. Since you're going to be doing a lot of exploring, you'll need to fuel up. Tunisian cuisine is a dream for foodies. The country is famous for its olive oil, and you'll find it incorporated heavily into almost every dish. You have to try harissa. This is a staple condiment made of crushed chili peppers and, no surprise, olive oil. The national dish is couscous, which is steamed and dried durum wheat. It has a texture similar to rice and is served with a variety of meats and vegetables. That might sound simple or basic, but trust me, it's incredibly delicious. Just be warned, the food here can be on the spicier side, generally speaking. Also, because of Islamic dietary guidelines, you likely won't find pork on any menus. Each national park has a distinct personality, and Ichkuel National Park is no exception. As we wrap up our visit, it's clear that this landscape is far more than just a beautiful wetland. Ichkuel plays a crucial role in supporting hundreds of thousands of birds and protecting an ecosystem that has existed for centuries. Its story of environmental change and ongoing restoration reminds us how delicate and interconnected our natural world really is. And hopefully, hearing about this serene corner of Tunisia inspires you to add it to your travel bucket list. Places like Ichkuel deserve not only our protection, but our appreciation as well. Thank you for listening to the Global Treasures podcast. Join me next time when I'll dive into another one-of-a-kind World Heritage Site. Until then, keep exploring, keep wondering, and keep treasuring the remarkable diversity of our world's heritage.